Hello everybody, Thorsten Plath is here. Today's looping tutorial has two parts. In the first part, we want to take a look at the looper in Ableton and see the advantages of loading the looper in separate tracks. And in the second part, I built a small setup and arranged a song for you, which I want to play. Okay, I go to my computer and then we start. First, let's look at the looper. To do this, we create an audio track and load the looper into the track. Okay. Now let's look at the features in the looper that are important to us now. The important things first. If we play guitar, we should work with a MIDI foot controller. And we can connect this to the multi-purpose transport button in Ableton via MIDI. This is the multi-purpose transport button. So I go to MIDI, click on the button and step on my foot controller. You see the MIDI note command here, so I close this. And now I can control this button with my MIDI foot controller. Now the quantization. In our first example, the looper should set the tempo. We set the quantization to none. Means the looper starts immediately when we activate the multi-purpose transport button. The small plus icon indicates that the overdub will start right after the first loop. For our example, we don't need that and change that. The correct setting is already under song control because our song should start with the beginning of the loop. Also under tempo because our loop is supposed to set the tempo. Now I activate the track. So this one too for my microphone. And I play a loop. And you see here the tempo of the looper and the tempo here in my project is the same. Okay, that's one way to loop in Ableton, but I will show you another way to set the looper in a separate track. As we just saw, Ableton can detect the tempo from the loop being played and break it down into bars. If I load my loopers in several parallel tracks, I can edit each one with individual effects. I create a new track. Label this. Load the looper. Set everything as before. Only under input, output I change to never. So you only hear the guitar in the input track and not on two tracks. And when the looper starts after recording, you have the same volume level. Now I have to route the track. Audio in from guitar. Monitor in. And audio out to master. I must activate the guitar track. It's important. So now I must connect my MIDI foot controller to my looper. you see the MIDI note command here. Now I record the loop. Okay, you see the same tempo here and here. Now, of course, I can load another track with another looper. Maybe a 4-bar looper. I create a new track. But this looper now has to follow the first one. To do this, we change the settings. Quantization to global. You can see my global settings. I have 1 bar here. Means that I can step on my foot controller in the last bar before recording, and the looper starts at the beginning of the next bar. Now we change this plus icon, the sound control to none, and the tempo control to follow song tempo, because we want to follow our first looper. Input output to never. Okay, we must route the track here, input from guitar, monitor in, output to master. Now I connect the multi-purpose transport button with my foot controller. You see the MIDI note command here. And I want to change the recorded loop with the delay. I can do this with the delay from my return track, but to show it better, I'll load the delay directly into the track. Okay, now I start the first loop, and then I will record the second one. Okay, as you heard, I activated the delay only for the second loop, not for the first one. In this way, you can create individual sounds for each looper. I hope I was able to explain the principle of loading the looper in separate tracks and what advantages it has. To show you how we can play a song with such a setup, I arranged a song of mine and I will play it for you in the second part of this video. See you soon!